What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Heroic Elite Comics, and today we're jumping into a wild Marvel story starring Ben Grimm, aka The Thing from the Fantastic Four. This one's packed with action, mystery, and some seriously sketchy villains. So let's not waste any time and dive straight into the adventure. It all starts with Ben Grimm, the big rocky orange dude from the Fantastic Four. He's just back from a crazy mission with his team, probably punching aliens or something wild in space. It's 8:33 in the morning, and Ben's exhausted. All he wants is to feed his cat and crash in bed eat. He finally lays down, ready to snooze. But 5 minutes later, bam, he's woken up. Ben's like, what the heck is going on? Turns out Herbie, the Fantastic Four's robot helper, spotted some guy sneaking around the building. This dude's trying to sneak up the elevators to where Ben's chilling. Ben's annoyed, but he goes to check it out. The guy introduces himself as Marty Flynn. Ben's not in the mood for visitors, so he slams the door in Marty's face like, nope, not today. But Marty's got a serious reason for being there. He tells Ben his niece, a little girl, has gone missing, and he needs help finding her. Turns out Marty's an old buddy of Ben's, though Buddy might be stretching it. They've got history, and not all of it's good. So Ben agrees to help, and the two of them start poking around, looking for clues about the missing girl. Marty's got a lead that points to a guy named Melvin Potter. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Melvin's an old school Marvel character who goes by Gladiator. He showed up way back in Daredevil number 18, but he's not exactly a powerhouse. He's more of a small-time crook with no major superpowers. Ben's like, wait, we're tracking this guy down at a bar at 9:30 in the morning? Marty just shrugs and says, yeah, Melvin's been going through some stuff. They head to this dive bar, and sure enough, there's Melvin sitting at a table, looking rough. Marty walks up and says, Mr. Potter, but before they can even talk, Melvin freaks out. He jumps up screaming, they did it. They put things in me. It's intense and kind of sad. The guy's clearly been through something awful. He's yelling about things crawling under his skin and anything for his pleasure, like he's lost it. Ben's trying to stay calm, but he's been up all night fighting space squids or whatever, and his patience is running thin. He's like, dude, I just want to help my friend find his niece. Chill out. But Melvin's not chilling. He starts shouting weird stuff like Golem monster and other nonsense. Then out of nowhere, he swings at Ben and actually lands a solid hit. Ben's shocked because Melvin has never been strong enough to hurt him before. He's like, whoa, have you been hitting the gym or what? Did a radioactive gorilla bite you? Melvin just keeps screaming about things under his skin and calls Ben Joey while throwing punches. Ben's like, I'm not Joey, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Melvin's going wild, hitting Ben with everything he's got, ranting about a girl, a monster, Joey, a king, and a clown. He mentions a tower and something about Empire St. Pat's Cordoba, saying Ben should know what's up. It's like Melvin's mind is all over the place, maybe even a little broken. Ben's had enough. He grabs Melvin, lifts him off the ground, but Melvin keeps fighting, calling him a monster. Finally, Ben's like, okay, that's it, and knocks Melvin out cold, sending him crashing through the bar's wall. Before they leave, Ben feels bad about the mess. He hands a card to the bartender and says, sorry about this. Call this number, ask for Reed Richards, and he'll fix everything. Reed's the super smart leader of the Fantastic Four, so he's got it covered. Ben and Marty head out, but something bigger is clearly going on. Melvin's weird strength and crazy talk hint at some dark stuff behind the scenes. As they're leaving, a guy named Turk Barrett, a low-life crook from Daredevil number 69, makes a sneaky phone call. Turk's not a big deal, just a small-time thug from Hell's Kitchen, but he's calling someone important. He tells the person on the line, we got a problem. Ben Grimm was here, throwing people around and asking questions. The guy on the other end? It's the Kingpin, the big crime boss of New York. Kingpin's like, slow down, what's going on? Turk explains it's the Thing causing trouble, and Kingpin's not happy. Suddenly, word spreads through the criminal underworld like wildfire. It's like a scene from an old movie where all the bad guys get a message. Listen up, someone's real mad at Ben Grimm, the rocky guy from Yancey Street. Whoever can take him down gets a huge payday. 10 million. Villains like the Serpent Society and the Wrecking Crew are all ears, ready to hunt Ben down for the cash. It's a full-on villain party, and Ben's the target. Meanwhile, Ben and Marty are walking through the city, still trying to figure out what's happened to Marty's niece. Out of nowhere, they run into Bullseye, a deadly assassin with perfect aim. Bullseye's like, you two lost? Ben's not in the mood for games. He's like, you talking to me? I'm running on no sleep, man. We're looking for someone. Bullseye doesn't care. He throws ninja stars right at Ben's chest. They just bounce off his rocky skin, no big deal. Marty, though, sees this and bolts, yelling, "I'm out of here!" Ben's left standing there like, "Really, Marty?" Ben turns to Bullseye and says, "Look, pal, I'm Ben Grimm. Unbreakable skin, super strong. You can't hurt me." Bullseye smirks and goes, "Yeah, I know you. Idol of millions, heart of gold, right?" Ben's not impressed. He's like, "If you know me, you know your little stars are useless." But Bullseye's got a job to do. He says, "The big man says you can't be here." Ben realizes someone powerful wants him off this case. Before he can ask more, Bullseye throws a ninja star right into Ben's eye. Ben's like, "Seriously, my eyeball?" Bullseye just laughs and says, "That's why they call me Bullseye. Keep moving, big guy." Now Ben's mad. He was fine letting Bullseye do his thing, but now it's personal. He tries to grab a light pole to swing at Bullseye, but the guy's too quick, dodging like a pro. Bullseye throws more daggers, but they just bounce off Ben's skin. Then out of nowhere, Bullseye lands a kick to Ben's neck, and it actually stings. Ben's like, "Hold up, how'd you do that?" Bullseye's got some new strength, just like Melvin, and Ben's starting to connect the dots. Something weird is going on with these guys. Ben's done playing. He charges at Bullseye, ready to clobber him. Bullseye's fast, flipping over Ben like it's nothing, and says, "We don't have to fight, just walk away." Then, because Bullseye's kind of a jerk, he tosses a razor blade right into Ben's mouth. Ben's like, "Okay, now you've gone too far." With a razor blade stuck in his mouth, he grabs Bullseye and demands answers about Marty's niece. Bullseye's like, "Niece? Man, I've taken out a lot of people. You gotta be specific." Marty chimes in, saying she's an 8-year-old girl with brown hair. Bullseye pauses and says, "Whoa, hold on. I'm a bad guy, but I don't hurt kids. That's not my style." Ben believes him, clocks Bullseye hard, and knocks him out cold. Instead of leaving right away, Ben and Marty hang back. Ben's from Yancey Street, so he knows how the streets work. He's like, "Let's wait and see what happens." Sure enough, a van pulls up, some goons load Bullseye inside, and they speed off. Ben's like, "Told you, something big's going down." They hop in a taxi, poor driver dealing with a giant rock guy like Ben cramming in, and tell him to follow the van. The chase leads them to some creepy waterfront warehouses. At the warehouses, Ben tells Marty to stay back in case Bullseye's awake and causing trouble. They spot the van, and then boom, they see Marty's niece being unloaded. Ben's ready to grab her, but then a fancy limousine rolls up. A mystery man steps out, chewing out his crew for drawing attention from superheroes like Ben. He's mad, saying they're supposed to stay under the radar. The goons mention subjects being experimented on, like Melvin, and how the effects wear off after a few hours. They're working on making it last longer, but it's not perfect yet. Ben steps out ready to confront this guy, and we find out it's Hammerhead, a tough Marvel villain from Amazing Spider-Man number 113. Hammerhead's got a flat head from a shattered skull that was fixed with some fancy tech, giving him super strength and durability. He's a guy who can even give Spider-Man a hard time. Ben cracks his knuckles and says, "Nice suit. Hate to mess it up with bloodstains." Hammerhead's not fazed. He smirks and says, "Wouldn't be the first time." One of his goons offers to take care of Ben, but before anyone can make a move, the whole warehouse explodes. The blast is huge, sending people flying. Marty's niece might be inside, and no one knows who made it out alive. Ben and Marty are left in the chaos with no answers and a ton of questions. What's Hammerhead up to? Who's behind these experiments? And is Marty's niece okay? The story leaves us hanging, and we'll have to wait to find out what happens next. That's it for today's wild ride, folks. If you love this action-packed tale, smash that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Who do you think is pulling the strings behind this mess? Drop your thoughts below and check out our other videos for more comic book awesomeness. Catch you next time. Peace.